Hey, it is Jen Eden here, founder of the Sugar Freedom Method. And today I'm going to talk about something that you may know something about, but women don't typically think of it this way. And what I'm talking about is the sugar cause diabetes. And when I say diabetes, I mean type 2 diabetes, okay? Not 1, which is juvenile, which a lot of people are born with, okay? And they have to take insulin because their bodies do not regulate well. Actually don't produce insulin, but I'm talking about type 2, which they always say when you read in the media and online that it is diet and exercise related. So I'm going to teach you today that it is actually sugar related. But before I do that, I always want to ask, there's a button here. Please subscribe to my channel so we can stay in touch. I would be eternally grateful. And okay, so let's dive right into this topic. So here's the thing about sugar and what people don't understand that I want to educate you on fairly quickly. So the pancreas is our organ in our bodies that helps regulate the sugar that goes into our bloodstream. Yes? And so when we're eating large amounts of processed foods or just straight up sugar, ice cream, chocolate, candy bars, we're chewing gum with sugar in it, that counts. What's happening is we're flooding our bloodstream with sugar. And what that's doing in turn is causing our pancreas to overwork all day long to pump out insulin. And what insulin does is insulin tells the body to take the sugar that's in your bloodstream and put it into your cells, okay? So you don't go into what they call like a diabetic shock, okay? So you can imagine if all day long you're eating processed foods that are turning so quickly into sugar, or just eating straight up sugar, or giving our children all these fruit juices all day long, okay? We do that too. We don't realize fruit juice is one of the most inflammatory things we can give our children, okay? It's pure sugar. It's why people who are going into shock, yes, they say literally, oh my gosh, give them a hit of juice. I get it. It's because it goes right into your bloodstream and it causes a reaction for your body to wake back up. Okay, so going back to what I was just talking about. So if you could imagine all day long that you're eating these foods and drinking stuff that is high in sugar, that your pancreas is overworking all day long to keep outputting insulin. And so what happens over time is your pancreas, I want you to think of it this way, literally just gets tired. And it's like, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. Go ahead and eat the sugar. I'm not going to pump out the insulin. And the problem with that is if your body is not pumping out the insulin, that is when you have to start taking insulin and your body gets, they call it insulin resistant. And for me, what that just means logically is your pancreas is tired. It needs a break and it needs for you to eat foods that don't quickly turn to sugar so that it can pump out insulin at smaller amounts and incrementally and not all day long like your body is in crisis mode. Does that make sense? So an example is when we eat chicken. Again, if you're a vegetarian, we have other things, right? We've got the organic tofus. We've got grains and beans that are on what we call the glycemic index. They go into your bloodstream at a much slower rate, so your pancreas isn't overworked. So eating an apple, having protein, having vegetables with fiber, having whole grains like rice, brown rice, quinoa, barley for those who eat that. I grew up and learned in school about barleys, okay? And things where it's just not such a hit on the body all day long. And then the pancreas gets to relax. It gets to heal at night, yes? And we're not getting what we're finding so much is going on in this country, which is this type 2 diabetes, which is absolutely, you've heard it here, reversible with exercise, okay? And as well with diet, but not just any diet, but a diet that is low in refined sugars, flours, and really eating no processed foods, and you can absolutely reverse it. So I hope that is a new way to look at sugar, eating it, and how it affects and diabetes if you have it, and also how you can prevent getting type 2 diabetes. And all right, sweet. So with that said, I will be back in touch as always, and I'm happy to do more on this topic. But for today, If you enjoyed this video, please, please, please hit subscribe, join my community, and I will be in touch, and we'll talk soon. Hey, thanks for sticking around. Now, I wanted to gift you a copy of my book, Woman Unleashed, and you can grab that copy in the description of this video somewhere down here. And as always, thank you for watching.